Okay, let's see how many takes I'm gonna do. This is like take. It's too early. I don't have my caffeine. So, good morning, everyone. It's 2:46 p.m. right now. We're on June 1st, which makes day 43 here in Phuket. I'm on the southern part of Phuket in a place called Naui. I think that's the district, though. I think the place is actually called, the whole area is called Rawai, but it starts Rawai. Every time I listen to it, it sounds like they don't pronounce the RA. So I'll put the lettering down below so you know what I'm talking about. So I decided to extend my day here. Forgive me about the traffic. I decided to film this out by the water, not thinking I'm right on the main road here. As you can see, let me just turn this around. It's a nice little area down here. I'm just on the main body of traffic. But I decided to do it out here because I'm right down this street right here. So if you go down this alley to the left is my hostel. And I have this beautiful sitting spot out here. So when I was up north, I just saw city, and I just saw everything was like city. But now I get down here in South more, it starts opening up to the beach and stuff like that, which it's nicer in the South, is what I'm trying to say. So I was, the exhaustion kind of caught up to me. So I was like, I got up at 9 o'clock, 9:30, which is not late by any means. And it was one of those times I was like, I just felt like staying in bed for, taking a zero. And even Tom was mentioning, he's like, when are you going to take a day off? And I'm like, I need to take one off pretty soon. Because it's not like I'm super pressed for time. Now, so I decided this is probably just as good a location as any. $7 for that hostel is brand new hostel. All the sheets are new. The bed's new. It's spotless. And since it's tucked away in the alley, there's none of this noise you get here. And you just have to walk out and you're right here. And there's a 7-Eleven right down the street. You guys make sure you check where this is in Google Maps. I'll drop a pin in my folder. And if you guys ever want to stay, it's the cheapest spot down south here. And it's nice. It really is a really nice. And you can do everything online, book online. And I think I used Google, or I think I used booking.com, but I think it's on Agoda and everything else. So it's just easy to do. So this place is actually kind of nice, but more than exploring, I just wanted to get some rest. I think exhaustion is kind of starting to catch up to me. And as I get closer and closer to the border of Malaysia, the more and more I'm realizing I don't know about the border crossing. So, I know what a visa on arrival is. I know all this stuff now, but I haven't ran into that digital entry card. So I had to fill that out, and that ended up costing me $50 some odd, right? And that's for a 3-month stay. So I Google online, it looks like I could have probably just came in for free for a month. I don't know. I keep getting conflicting information on Google about how to actually enter Malaysia. I'm pretty sure one of you guys can help me out in the comments and stuff like that. But also something I didn't realize is how expensive Singapore is. I think I took it for granted, thinking everything else in this location is cheap, that Singapore is going to be cheap too. So after I booked my ticket, because I needed an exit ticket, right? I was like, luckily I found, the exit tickets are only about $30, but on those $30 tickets, it's hard to find anyone that'll give you a full refund. And if I'm thinking about packing my bicycle around, I either have to think about shipping it. Maybe for $8 wouldn't be bad. I know what Miles of Smiles, or he was doing a trip through here, and he shipped one of his bicycles to somewhere, I can't remember where, and it was only $8. I was like, I didn't know it was that cheap. I thought it was something you had to crate up and and send off and it cost you. So if it's cheap, I might send my bicycle and only pop over to Singapore just for a minute, but I don't know if I can stay in there. I'm definitely going to have to camp there because the accommodations are ridiculously priced. And then Morano, the one that I interviewed, that I was camping with, or not camping with, but roommates at the hostel with, he was like, oh yeah, food and everything in Singapore is expensive. I had no idea about that. So these are the things that pop up when you're traveling on the fly. When you're just going whichever way the wind blows, you're going to run into hiccups like this. So I'm going to have to put a little more thought into what I do about Singapore. I have an airplane ticket to Singapore. I don't know if that means that Malaysia will be my last place that I ride my bike to, and then I ditch the bike after that, and I figure out what my next adventure is going to be. I don't know, or if I want to try and stick with the bicycling through the islands, through Indonesia and all that stuff, because I'm going to make my way down towards I'm going to make my way down towards south, through the islands and stuff. So sorry, I'm just going through, looking on the maps and stuff like this, where I actually, and eventually I want to get to New Zealand and do that long trail in New Zealand. So, and the only spots I was really worried about is Australia being expensive and New Zealand being expensive, but I know I can camp there. And so I was figured I would my only output would actually be food, and it'd be mostly just camping. So Singapore just kind of jumped up and bit me in the butt and was like, I'm expensive too. And I'm like, now I got to deal with that. So anyway, I'm going to figure that all out. I'll try and film some stuff around here. Guys, give you, I'm just kind of like what I did in closing yesterday. That was just the beach right down this way. And like I said, I started bad-mouthing Phuket maybe a little early. But up north where I was at, on the northeast side, yeah, it was just kind of ugliness all the way down through. I mean, there's pockets of greenness, like the rubber tree plants I slept in and stuff like that. But you could see that was built up right next to the main roads. And so anyway, down south looks like it's a lot nicer. So anyway, guys, I've been babbling a little long. I'm going to go over to 7-Eleven, get some caffeine, even though it's late in the evening. It's never too late for caffeine. All right. So this is actually all just right down. This is all within the same block as, or street as my hotel is on. I kind of went down that way earlier. I came from this direction that I'm walking, but yeah, it looks like I'm actually in the heart of the touristy business area. But it's also the one that has the most like beach feel. You know what I'm saying? It's actually very nice here in this little section. It's kind of like a walking street. That's what I should be saying. It's got the same walking street feel as the rest of them. And just like restaurants all along the water here. And if you want more of the beach and stuff, you would go down that direction, which I was earlier at. That's where you can more get into the sand. And right there is the pier that I the other day that I was on, and I walked down and filmed everything. I have not gone that direction past the pier, and that's actually where I'm going to be heading. I just decided to stop by and just film a little of this location because I saw the mix, what's called the mix mall right here. I think that's mostly, looks like one grocery shop, pharmacy, few clothing things, and yeah, I'm gonna go check it out just for the hell of it. Cool grocery store. Rooftop.
มีไหมตอนเย็นเนี่ยมีไหม
hả mua đây
Well, people, the day is over. 6:25, and I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna go down to 7-Eleven just because food's a little more on the costly side around here. A little bit of, I mean, I didn't check out every single spot and I didn't bargain hunt, but I got a general idea what the food's like, and it's easier, it's cheaper just to eat at 7-Eleven. And yeah, 7-Eleven actually for 45 you can get like a soup, and then for 15 for some rice. So I don't have to eat chicken and rice all the time. It's just when you eat there every time, the selection starts to seem like it is smaller and smaller, but it's the more economical way. It's not that I love 7-Eleven so much that, you know, I'm addicted to it. It's the fact is economically it's the cheaper route to go, and especially when you're on these touristy trap areas, you know. And this is a touristy trap area, so there's an abundance of restaurants out here. But I don't feel like going door to door to find something that's under 200 baht. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at hamburgers that are like 200 baht, you're like, that's a $6 burger. You know what I'm saying? And they have a tendency to be small. Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna call it quits. Today was all about resting anyway. I rode the bike around a little. I went out to a very chill spot out that way. That was the first spot I went to. Then I went into past the pier. You saw that. That was like one of the second spots I went to. That went into like the fish market. And if you go a little bit farther, that's where I'm assuming all the fishermen, like a fisherman village. Like, yeah, you might call it a ghetto, but it's a fisherman village, you know. But yeah, it was cool. So the little bit of exploring I did do, I got off the beaten path, off the what would you call the most touristy spots, even though I did run into it. The fish market's obviously a walking street too. And yeah. So tomorrow, the plan is, I'm going to put down some kilometers. I'm probably going to get off Phuket. I'm going to take the west side to complete the circle, and then off the island and back onto the mainland. And I'm not sure if they actually consider Phuket an island or not. It is surrounded by water on all four sides. But that doesn't say go. It doesn't say go Samui, you know, Samui like the islands do. It just says Phuket. So I'm not sure if they consider it a. No, it's surrounded by water, so it's an island. It just has a bridge to it. Anyway, guys, maybe one of you guys can know, and you throw it down in the comments, and I'll read it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's considered a peninsula that's just been divided by water with a really big river that runs through it. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna call it quits. So I'll go ahead and post this video. Like I said, I just kind of cruised around just so I'd have enough footage to throw out there. But today was really more or less just sleeping in, and I did. I slept until 1:30 or something. I didn't realize I slept into that late, but yeah, I was dog tired. All right, guys, I'm gonna say peace out, and we'll continue this tomorrow. We're getting close to the end of my adventure. Malaysia, like I said at the beginning of today, Malaysia might be my last before I figure out something else to do. But I have to have another adventure lined up, you know, before I can give up the bicycle. I mean, I can always go to another spot and buy another $60, $80 bicycle and continue on that way. I have no qualms with ditching a $100 bicycle to the first needy kid that I can find. Anyway, guys. Good night, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.